So I'm waiting to see if the signal is going to get stable, right? So I'm waiting to see if the signal is going to stabilize. Then we can move forward and have the conversation. But I promise y'all, before I pressed the button to go live, it was like good connection. Soon as, and I mean as soon as I pressed the button, now look. So it's back to good connection. Let's see what happens, y'all. Thank y'all so much for your patience. Is it because of the side of the room that it's on? Let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens. Hey, Cherry Boy, how are you? So I'm just waiting for you all to come in. If you'll do me a favor when you come in, will you please wave or something? That way I know that I'm not to have this conversation by myself. Latricia, my love, how are you today? So the connection keeps kind of going in and out. But if y'all will do me a favor, just say hello. Hey, Cherry Boy. Hey, y'all. Do me a favor when you come in. I see you all popping in the room. Don't just jump out. Stay for a while. We're going to have a good conversation. Come on in. Do me a favor, though. Say hello. Shut your state out of something. Again, so that I know that I'm not about to be talking to myself. As much as I love myself, I want to talk to you. Hope everybody's having an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Right? So it's late. I get it. And I've been every time I try to come on, the signal gets messed up. So we're gonna do this today though. We're gonna have this conversation today. Hey people, hey Clayton, hey Chicken Mook, what's good, y'all? Hey everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Do me a favor again, tap, say hello, say hello, say hello. I'm waiting for y'all to come in. It keeps bouncing in and out. So if you keep seeing me look up and come down, that's why. I keep looking up and keep looking down because I'm waiting for the signal to be stable. And I'm waiting for y'all to be stable too. Can we do that? Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, y'all. It's been a long day. But well worth it. All right, y'all, let's go on and talk a little bit. Not Nick Cannon though. I like Nick Cannon. I think Nick Cannon is Nick Cannon, right? All right, so I see it's the night of the trolls, right? That's easy though. I have an amazing ability to ignore people. All right, y'all. So, hey, everybody. Welcome to Lipstick Dialogues. I am your healing coach and your host, Stephanie Renee. I hope that everybody has had an amazing weekend. And if not, we pray that going forward, your week will be amazing, and prayerfully that next week will be amazing as well. So, in case y'all don't know, I do talk a lot about dating and relationships, right? And so, y'all, you see how I took that deep breath? You know, I didn't expect or I didn't anticipate dating, especially dating after 50, to be like this, right? Um, and I say this all the time, like, I never imagined myself, when I was younger, I never imagined that I would be at 51 and I'm still dating or still out here in the let's hang out, let's date type world. But here we are. It's not that I'm still here. I've re-entered, right? And can I just say this part out loud before we go forward? I don't like it. I don't know if it's because I have an outdated expectation of dating. You know what I mean? Like literally. Like Do I really have an outdated expectation? Or is there just a real glitch in the system as it relates to people as a whole? Not just men and not just women, not just people of any particular culture, socioeconomic status, none of that. Just people, right? Is there some type of a glitch in the system? Like, what is it that has gone wrong that we as adults, because everybody out here dating should be an adult, right? But what is it that has gone wrong that we as adults, right, are not even functioning well on a moral level, right? Um, you know what I mean? Is it that it's a cycle of brokenness? Is that brokenness has reached an all time high and to the point that everybody out here is dysfunctional? Me included. Everybody includes me, right? And I know for a fact that I feel like I have done, and I work on it daily, my due diligence to make sure that whoever I connect with, that I am offering them the very best version of myself. Now, I have said this before, because I learned this from the four agreements, that the best version of yourself can vary, right? Like your best version one week when everything is wonderful in your life can be one thing. But if something alters, like you don't feel well, or maybe emotionally something's going on, or whatever, excuse me, that does have the ability to impact your very best, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. I am literally saying to you that the moral compass is off, right? As a whole, for society as a whole, it just feels like the moral compass is off, right? And I'm not talking about people out here being a saint, nor am I expecting perfection. But what happened to good old fashioned common sense? What happened to integrity? You know what I mean? Like, say what you mean what you say. All this humming and hawing and people with whack motives, it's disheartening, right? It's just disheartening across the board, right? So let's talk about this incident. I see there are a few men on, so let's go on and chop it up. So I had a young man, and I'm gonna say young man, but young man, it is what it is. We were trying to get to know each other. You've been looking for me? Hey, plus size baby, how you doing? We were just talking, right? And so he kind of disappeared for like a week. No phone calls, no text. Now, I probably could have texted him, but here's why I didn't. Because the initial contact was because he said he wanted to get to know me. So that if along the way, we talking about the first week, y'all. We ain't talking about months. We talking about the first week. So if in the first week I no longer hear from you, right? Then I'm gonna wait it out, right? Because I ain't say I wanted to get to know you. You said you wanted to get to know me. But I still, as a woman, and I could be wrong, right? So y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. It's okay. As a woman, right? For me to participate wholeheartedly, there has to be a place in me that is secure that it is worth me participating, right? I don't have a desire to pursue a man. I don't have a desire. I don't have a desire to be a track star and run after a man. I am very comfortable with allowing a man to be a man, be the hunter, be the pursuer, be all of those things that they tell me that you are. Here's the problem, right? I didn't know that there are men out here. Hey, Golden, nobody told me. Y'all didn't tell me that there are men out here, grown men. I'm not talking about young dudes. I'm talking about 50 and above who don't want to pursue women. They want to be pursued. Like, y'all didn't tell me that that's what's happening in these streets, right? And that isn't that like sending a mixed signal or a mixed message? Because you tell us that men are hunters. You tell us that men don't like to be chased, or if they feel like if you chasing them, hey sweetie, they feel like if you chasing them, right, that's a turn off. Well, if that is the case, hey my love, Alicia, how are you doing? If that is the case, what am I missing? I'm trying to let you be the man. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, baby. Right? Like, you know how many times I keep hearing that you black women, y'all don't want to listen. You black women, y'all always want to be in control. You black women. But here I am as a black woman, right? Listen, I don't want to be the leader in the relationship. Let me tell you why. Because I believe in traditional roles. I'm cool with that. I don't have no problem. Like, I don't listen, that's not my issue, right? I believe in submission, but not just to anybody, right? But I'm confused because everybody want to be the leader till it's time to be the leader. What? Everybody want to be the man until it's time to be the man. Everybody want to be the king till it's time to be the king. So I'm confused. I ain't really confused, but I just say it that way. That way, won't nobody get mad. You know what I mean? So have y'all heard this before too? Like, in the case y'all can't pick it up in my personality, I am very assertive, right? I, I am very assertive, right? So that I understand that I am submissive by choice, right? That means if I submit to you, sir, kind sir, that means that through experience and relationship, I feel like I can trust you. Oh, come on, Golden, right? I'm okay with that, right? But then I'm confused as to, but when I submit, now you don't want to be the leader. I promise y'all, the dude said, um, well, you're gonna have to change your way of thinking because that's not what I need. Sir, what you need? So now you don't want to be the man? Well, we in trouble. Let me tell you why we in trouble, sir. Because there is not a day that the good Lord is going to bring. I don't want to be the man, right? I'm looking for a king, right? I'm doing all this work, preparing my mind, preparing my spirit for a king. A king is a leader, right? And listen, and I need to see your king-like characteristics and your leadership ability from the gate, right? Don't surprise me. I don't like surprises. Don't want no surprises. But now you don't want to be the leader. What in the world? Now you don't want to be the leader. Okay. All right. What have I missed, y'all? I'm just like really, what have I missed? And I'm having a real conversation with y'all. Lead us through ministry, really. Come on. I love that. Lead us through ministry, relationship, golden growth, relationship growth, vision cultivation. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And yes, ma'am. And as a 51-year-old woman, yes, I do have different expectations because it is very likely that the person that I am going to be attracted to, he going to be at least 45. I don't want to be a man. I need my kid. Come on, y'all. That's what I'm saying. So I don't understand. Like I'm over here letting you lead, right? I ain't saying nothing, right? I ain't got nothing to prove. And this dude was like, I promise y'all, he was like, so what are you looking for? 25. I love it. He's like, so what do what are you looking for in a relationship? I said, because we're talking about me. We ain't talking about nobody else. We're talking about me. I said, I'm looking for companionship, consistency, and integrity. Y'all see that? Companionship, consistency, and integrity. In other words, I want my person. I don't want to be nobody top five. I'm not looking for options. I don't want to have no top five. I want one person. Uno. Uno. Right? Uno. One. One. Then he gonna say, thank you, Golden. Thank you, baby. Then he gonna say, so do you think that you can provide what you're looking for? Yes, I can. Yes, I know how to be consistent. Yes, I know how to operate in integrity. And yes, I know how to be a companion. And yes, I can be your one person. What we even talking about? What we talking about, sir? But do y'all know he tried to use that moment to say, no, I could not give what I want because I wouldn't pursue him. No lie, y'all. No lie. No lie. He asked the magic question. He says, why haven't I heard from you all week? And what y'all want to know what my answer was? He was like, you know, why haven't I heard from you all week? Mind you, I just met you last week, bruh. And if you already showing signs of not being consistent, you sure not gonna hear from me. And I said, because I ain't heard from you. I ain't let but one time. Right, Golden, right. I was like, because I haven't heard from you. He was like, well, he tried to give me this long dissertation, but it's not all of solid, sister. I like you. You are rare. It's so many out there that's watered down. Well, now I'm old though, right? 8232. I'm old, and I grew up with old people, so my mindset is kind of like there's a generation gap in my mindset because I grew up with my grandparents. So my whole way of thinking is completely different, which is also probably why I struggle with people my age and younger. I really do better with men who are like 10 years old, like real talk, because then it seems to balance out a little better based on mindset. Watered down. But everybody watered down though. Like, let's just be honest, 8232. Not only are there some watered down females, it's some watered down dudes out here too. No disrespect. It's some watered down dude. Everybody out here watered down, right? So, but he was like, listen. And I was telling him, I was like, we're not about to go back and forth, sir. You asked me, why haven't you heard from me? I already gave my answer because I haven't heard from you. And since you are the king and you are the leader and you are the pursuer and the hunter, if you are not pursuing, what you think I'm about to be out here doing? Because the last time I checked, I'm a helpmeet. I'm compatible. I can't help somebody who ain't checking for me, right? If the dude not checking for me, like, sir, you approached me initially on some you want to get to know me. So that if you say you want to get to know me, I'm going to let you show the proof is in the pudding, right? Your word is everything, but actions speak louder than words. So if we ain't even made it through the first 7 days, we ain't made it through the first 7 days, sir. And you tripping because I didn't call you? Because I ain't heard from you. You said you wanted to get to know me. And now here it is. I'll be honest. Because not home training. 8232, I believe. Wait a minute. 8232. I see we're not gonna blame it on people, parents, because I believe a lot of us have had amazing home training. I don't think that's what the problem is. I think it's the messages that are being sent through media like music, television, uh, Love and Hip Hop, The Real Housewives of, Married with Money. You know what I'm talking about? Music, right? And what the images, what the people look like out here that represent role models, right? What is being taught to us or what is being put out, what the narrative that's being pushed are goods for services relationships. That if you got some money, I'll respond to you, sir. Or on the flip side, sir, it ain't tricking if you got it. If he got a lot of money, he willing to spend it. He already know he could pull a certain type of female. So we're all being taught a goods for services. So I don't think it got nothing to do with what our mama. Come on. Come on. 8232. Baby, let me help you. You got social media. I use them as an example. Now you do know people listen to the radio. You're gonna really get up here and try to play with me today. People listen to the radio. Don't men listen to the radio? Please do not, please do not tell me that men are not on social media. Please don't tell me that, right? And the fact that you use the phrase chasing the bag is exactly how I know that you are listening to societal norms, because chasing the bag is a trending, come on now, don't play. It's a trending phrase, right? Chasing the bag, right? That's a trending modern phrase. Where did you get that from? Where did you learn that phrase, sir? Because your ability to answer that question proves hmm, that we are influenced by what we hear and what we see. Our portals, right? What are you receiving into your portal, into your eye portal, into your ear portal, right? Whatever you are receiving, we are influenced by our environment, right? So it ain't got nothing to do with our mamas and daddies and our home training. It's sometimes what we are exposed to in our environment, right? We all adults, but at some point, because we talking about grown-ups dating. We ain't talking about children, right? So at some point, it don't even really matter what your mama and daddy taught you. At some point, it come down to choices, right? We got to take accountability for our choices, right? My mama was amazing, but I did some OBS. My daddy was a king, but did, I did some BS. He's my men don't watch them shows. Men own the show. That's why they can't watch it, child. They own the show. Not every man. Oh, wait a minute now. Because you remember a little bit up further when you said that, talking about women being watered down, then you'd have to apply that to women too. Not every woman is watered down, and I'm not rare. I promise you, on this live, maybe one or two women, because I could call them by name, that have the same mindset as I have. We're not all watered down, but we ain't talking about every man. So you knew. So let me say this before we keep going. Y'all do know I'm not talking about all men, and I'm talking about my dating experience. There are amazing men out here. There are kings out here. That's why I'm waiting for one, because I know they exist, right? That's why I'm preparing for one, because I know kings exist. But the problem is a lot of court jesters out here. Like it's something in the water, right? Now, I'm not going to tell anybody to just give up on dating. I think we just have to be prepared, right? And you have to go in with an expectation, right? That everything is not going to work the way you want it to work. But keep hope, right? You cannot lose hope, right? You cannot lose hope. If you have an expectation or a desire to have a relationship, even with all of the shenanigans going on and even with all of the craziness going on, you have to hold on to the hope, right? So you have to know, like, what is it that you want? What characteristics are you looking for in your mate, right? What is your expectation? Because once you can process what it is that you desire, that's what you prepare yourself for. It's the law of attraction. That's what you prepare yourself for. That's what you think on. That's what you speak on. That's how you motivate. That's how you move. Well, maybe he didn't hit you back. He saw something you didn't like. So you do know that we talked today. That's why I'm having this conversation, right? I love how people talk without listening. So you do know that I said I talked to him today. I didn't call him, in case you're wondering. I didn't call him. He called me. No. And I did tell you that he was one of those remnant of men that like to be pursued. But okay, you know, whatever. Maybe he didn't. I'm not quite sure, but I don't know. It happens. So, um, you know, keep in mind what you want. I don't. I want a leader. right? So for him to be, I think he's like 61. So that puts him 10 years older than me. And I kind of find it strange. Why are you confused? I kind of find it strange that a 61-year-old would want to be pursued, right? I kind of find it strange. So can I take a pause for a minute, y'all? Just give me a second here. So y'all do know, I don't know how many people just joined the conversation. I got a piece of hair that's in my face. How many people just joined the conversation? Did y'all hear me say that I would talk to the dude? The dude asked me, why haven't I heard from you all week? Do y'all also remember me saying, well, one, I just met the dude in the week, first couple of days, he's not being consistent. And did y'all hear me say that I told him the reason that that he hasn't heard from me is because he didn't call me, right? Because I want to make sure that I'm clear in what I'm saying, right? So did y'all hear me say that, right? Because that's what then started the conversation when I said I want a leader, that I don't want to run after a man, that I don't want to pursue a man. I'm looking for a king, that I'm looking for a leader, right? I want a king. I want a leader. I want somebody who pursues and who hunts, right? If that's not what you do, that's not going to work for me. Then that also then led us to the part of the conversation when I said everybody want to be the leader until it's time to be the leader. Everybody want to be the king until it's time to be the king. Everybody wants to be the hunter until it's time to be the hunter. Are we clear? I want to make sure that everybody is caught up, right? So that's how we got to where we are now, right? But now I'm telling you, because there's court gestures out here, right, that the dating process can be hard, right? We did sidetrack a little bit because I like to make sure that I dialogue back and forth when you all are talking to me. We talked about some little things about being influenced by what is going on in the media. I talked about your eye portal and your ear portal. We good? All right. So then I told you to don't lose hope. That's where we are right now. Don't lose hope, right? I said, gather in your mind, men and women, gather in your mind characteristics that you're looking for. Gather in your mind, right? What, and I'm not talking about no features. I'm not talking about no physical features because physical features can change, right? Anything can happen and somebody's physical features can change. And I would hate to know that a person's love was predicated on the exterior of an individual. We could get in an accident, you could get sick, anything could happen, right? So I wouldn't hope that nobody would want to walk off on somebody because the outward appearance changed, right? You already know that going in, right? So when I talk about what you want, I'm talking about characteristics. What kind of core values are important to you? Now, I'm not saying that you cannot have a desire of a certain type of person, but that shouldn't be like the be all to end all, right? There are some things that should not be the be all to end all, like how much money they make, right? How much money they make. That shouldn't be the be all to end all because anything can happen and they could lose their money or anything can happen and they're not able to make that money. And we don't hope that anybody would just bail out, right? Because that's not what relationship looks like. But I'm also not saying that there's no expectation that they don't bring something to the table. Right? This both men and women, that whatever relationship we go into, whatever dynamic we go into, we have to go in as an asset and not a liability, right? But money, all this, how much money they got, do they drive foreign, do they wear luxury labels? That ain't the making of a relationship, right? Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Because those things do not speak to a person's character. How much money a person has in the bank or how much money they got in their pocket, what they drive, what they wear, that don't speak to their character. That's the bells and the whistles, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. How they look, like whether they average size body, muscles, whatever, those things don't speak to a person's character either. Of course, I want somebody that I am attracted to, but I ain't about to totally write off nobody because they got a few extra pounds. No, we don't do that. But that's what you learn with maturity, right? What I look for the most is the content of a person's heart. What I look for the most is the makeup, their character, right? What I look for the most, right, is um, how we interact, how we communicate, right? Is our communication, is our conversation fluid, right? Absolutely, integrity, values, and genuine. I like that, right? Is our conversation fluid? Ain't nothing worse than talking. Y'all ever been talking to somebody and it didn't go like you ask them a question, they answer it, and everything go dead, like that dead air. That dead air is disturbing. Oh my God, y'all, I hate that. Or they ask you a question and you don't have it because you ever just start as soon as you start talking to them, you already feel that the energy is dead, like it's just not there. Oh my God, that is like the worst. That is the worst, right? But again, what I'm saying to you, and that's why I've been kind of going through the process like in real time. Like, I'm single, I'm gonna go out here, let's try this dating thing. Hey Raymond, let's try this dating thing, and I'm gonna let y'all go through the process with me, right? I don't mind telling the truth, because baby, I can't seem to make it past phone calls, right? And I've learned to just listen to the details. I don't go through this extensive list of questioning rather. I don't go through this I don't go through this list of what I want or what I need. I like to just listen. Mystery, talk to me. I want to know what's on your mind. I like that, right? I like that though. You know what I mean? I like to just listen. You see, it's in the details, right? That's why it's important to have conversations with people. If on the dating site, y'all kind of go back and forth a couple of times, but you do know like things can be misinterpreted because you can't hear, you know what I mean, the energy that they're putting behind the words that they're typing, right? You don't hear the inflections in their voice, right? Little things like that. So I'm okay with exchanging phone numbers. Like somebody told me that when they ask people to exchange phone numbers, like immediately, that people be like, I don't give my phone number to strangers. Well, here's the dumb thing about that. Everybody you've ever met started off as a stranger. So how did you get to know them? Y'all be killing me, right? Like that's crazy. Like it's your phone number, right? Now, if your phone number is attached within a few minutes of speaking to someone I could tell with it. Oh, I love that. Me too. Plus size, me too, right? That's why I like to go on and get the conversation over. Like I don't want to be back and forth on the little site going back and forth. You know what I mean? How was it like? Because it could be 3 weeks later before we get a response back. But I like that too because plus that's Miss Diva, I'm with you, right? It only take me I feel the old school was the best school. It was. Now I ain't gonna lie, 8232. I feel like conversations can tell everything. And I'm talking about just let it flow, right? I may not ask anything like your colors and all that. I want to just hear you talk. I want to hear you talk about your day. I want to hear you talk about your goals, your purpose. I want to hear you talk about, you ever ask anybody like, tell me something about you? And I learned this on a job interview. I learned this on a job interview, y'all, but it actually still works with dating. You know how when you meet somebody, I'm talking about when you're able to talk to them, ask them the question. Tell me about yourself. Tell me something about yourself. You do know they ask y'all that in job interviews. I can't wait to tell y'all why. You know why they ask you? Because the theory behind it is whatever you talk about first is what's most important to you. Hmm? What? You know what I mean? Tell me about yourself. And you could say something like, well, I'm going to tell you immediately. I'm a mom. I'm a mother, right? Because that's what's important to me, right? I'm a mom. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. Like, you're going to run down a list. You're not even going to think about it, right? So that's why they ask you that in job interviews. So just know if you go to a job interview from here on out, no, when they ask you, tell me something about you, it's because they're trying to gauge what's most important to you. And once they can gauge what's most important to you, that also tells them something about you. Think about it like this. Imagine you had a family and they asked you what was most important and you named everything but your family, it could play as if your family is not important. So if your family is not important, what does that say about you? Same thing in the dating process. When you meet somebody, ask them, tell me, tell me something about you, right? Anything and stuff that's not already in the profile, whatever we write and people write in the profile, you know, I'm, I'm, I'm 6'1", I'm saying I'm from New York, I'm looking for it. Like, no, I don't want to know that. Tell me the other stuff, right? And it doesn't even have to be deep and wonderful conversation, right? That's why communication is so important because it helps you to get a understanding of each other, right? Talking is important. I like talking. I prefer having at least a couple of good conversations before I can make a decision if I want to move to the next level of like a meet or greet, right? I'm not here for any free food. I'm not doing that to any, like me personally as a female, I'm not doing that to nobody. If I know, right, oh yes, Diva, if I know that I'm not really feeling that person like that. You know what I mean? Like, how sometimes you could talk to them on the phone, it's cool, but we don't really have no real chemistry. If I know I'm not feeling them romantically, especially if you know they are in pursuit, yes, Diva, if you know they are in pursuit of a long-term relationship or whatever, and you know that you don't feel any chemistry between the two of you, don't go out on, don't do them like that, right? If you know you don't want them and you know you're not feeling them, don't have that person waste their gas, take you out to a restaurant. If you already know and waste their money on you just on a, well, I could eat, that's so unfair because they could be using that time, that energy, and that money. They could be applying it to someone who really wants them. That's how I think. It's not about me. I don't think about it in the sense of me. I think about it in the sense of them. Like if I know I'm not feeling them like that, and because sometimes people will be like, "Well, let's just go on one date." No, because you're gonna be mad. You know what I mean? You're gonna be mad because you're gonna be like, you done spent your money, your gas, and your time for nothing. And I knew it was for nothing when you asked me, right? And because I believe in the law of reciprocity, that whatever you send out, that's what's gonna return to you. I just don't want to do that. Now, when I was younger and immature, yeah, I would have did it. You know how we do. Like, girl, it's a free dinner. I literally have had people say that. I don't meet so many black women who are interested like you. We are amazing, 8232. We as black women are amazing. I know a lot of black women like me. As a matter of fact, Miss Diva, Golden. I got some dope black women. We amazing. How old are you? 8232. You just said old school. So I didn't look at your profile. I just was wondering how old you are. If you ready, I already know. That's right, Diva. That's my time. That's my point. Like I'm not about to waste nobody money. You know what I'm saying? People out here working hard for their money. Do you know what it is for somebody to have to put gas in their car and they probably gonna get a haircut? If it's a good dude, he probably gonna get a haircut. He probably everywhere 8232. He probably gonna get a haircut, get his clothes together. You know what I mean? He gonna put some effort into it. Like, I would rather he save that time. Oh, you're 42. Oh, okay, you young. I would rather he save that time and that energy for someone who, you know what I mean, that they are feeling each other. And I pray that somebody would do the same for me. Now, but it don't always work out that way because you do know. Now, there's some dudes out here, they willing to waste their money. Here's why. Some dudes, not all. Because they got whack motives on the other side. You know what I mean? They don't care about wasting their money. Especially if they think they about to do a little smash and dash. They feel like they buy you a little dinner. They do a little 1, 2, whoop de whoop. They think they about to get something. They don't care nothing. But then they be mad because they don't get to spend the night. Y'all seen that video where I told you if your date, if it's somebody you just meeting and you already know he live like a couple of hours from you, y'all better be working on some afternoon dates. And I ain't talking about no late afternoon either. I'm talking about afternoon where you can get your tail back home before dark. Yeah, because if you already live 3 hours from me, I think that's just me. If you already live 3 hours from me and you plan a nighttime date, in my mind, I'm going to be thinking it's because somewhere in your mind you think you're going to spend the night. And if you live in Georgia driving that long distance, right, girl, you be done hit Bambi. I live in the country, Miss Diva. I'm talking about rural North Carolina. Listen, I'm trying to help you. Ain't no street lights. It's it's straight dark road, baby. I'm trying to help you. Or at least you better hope all your lights work, your bright light. I'm trying to help you. Because you could get lost out here. Let me tell y'all, ain't no stoplights. That's where I live. I live in that part of the South. Ain't no stoplights. No, not one. When it get dark out here, except the light on my property, baby, and it when it don't work, honey, it's dark, dark. I be telling you, you can't even see the top. Y'all, when it get dark, dark, you can't even see the top of the driveway from my house. Oh no, I'm trying to help you. Sir, you be done hit something, fell in it, rolled in the ditch. I'm trying to help you. Right? But they think I'm trying to help you. So where can I find black women like you? I live in. Well, I believe in. I'm just. I'm just gonna go on and say this. I believe in the law of attraction, right? I believe that our equivalent is in the universe, right? And based on that theory, if we are attracting something that is not working for us, and you keep having this, and this is for me too. I've had to say the same thing to myself. Excuse me, 8232. So I'm not being funny. Like, I'm serious. If you've listened to anything, I've said this before, that if I keep having the same experiences and I keep attracting a certain element that's not working, I got to take inventory of myself. Because what is it about me that is keeps attracting that, right? Or entertaining that, right? Because at some point, if you pull yourself together, it may take a minute, but you're going to attract you or the equivalent of you. Thank you for the follow, babe. Right? So I'm not being disrespectful at all, because I have had to go through that same process. Like, where are we looking for these people? Where do you want these people? Sometimes it's in our type, because you want a certain type of person and you already know what comes with that type. I've been guilty. I wanted a certain type of dude, and I was having the same experience because that's what come with that type, right? So we have to take it. Sometimes it's not them, right? Because you, like, when you say things like all black women or all black men or whatever, whatever, well, or black men, no, because if I keep having the same experience, the problem isn't them. The problem is me, because I'm the common factor in all them jacked up experiences. Because all black men aren't bad. All black women aren't bad. And with knowing that, you need to put yourself in a position to attract whatever it is you desire. But make sure that your expectations are realistic. Now, you hear me in this little video, right? But earlier, you ain't think I was this person, right? You was ready to go on and give me the business earlier when you tried to tell me maybe he wasn't attracted to you. He ain't want you. That's why he ain't call you back. You was ready to give it to me, right? You was ready, right? Yeah, you didn't feel that? I felt that, right? You was ready because I'm a black woman. So you was all ready to cut my head. You was already ready to cut my head off. But that's why I was taking my time and rewinding and let's talk about it, because I already know how this game go. No, I'm not looking. Okay, well, wait a minute then, sir. Your first statement is I'm not looking. On the comment, I have to look at me. I do too, D. But that's the thing. We have to look at ourselves. But if you're not looking, pumpkin, that's why you can't find it. Like the two can't exist in the same space. If you're not, so do y'all remember me telling y'all about the law of manifestation, right? I told y'all that the law of attraction, right, was governed by other sub laws. And that one of those sub laws is called the law of manifestation. And what I told you all was that regardless of whatever we do or don't do, the law of every law, the law of attraction, the laws are still working. They don't just start working because we do something. They're working regardless. The reason I'm saying this, A232, is because according to the law of manifestation, if you just said, I'm not looking, if you are not looking, you cannot find anything because that means that how you think, how you feel, how you believe, right? Oh, okay, right. So that's why I keep saying adjust. Sometimes we have to take inventory of ourselves because the one of the other sub laws of the law, one of the other sub laws of the law of attraction is called the law of magnetism. Let me bless you. And what the law of magnetism says is that we draw to us, or we are either drawn to people who operate in the same frequency, people who have our same energy, or if you want to make it churchy, people who have the same spirit. We operate in the same spirit, right? So that if we are attracting undesirable whatever, then we need to check our frequency, check our energy, and check the spirit that we operate in. See, a lot of times we project, we so busy blaming everybody else. It ain't no good men. It ain't no good women. That's not true. Are you good? Because if you're good, then your statement is not true, right? Because you're good. And if you are good, then you have to know that your equivalent is in the universe. But we need to take inventory of ourselves. This is about being accountable and responsible. We're not victims. Not one of us is a victim, right? Can't nobody do any more to us than we allow them to do, right? I ain't the most sane person out here. I just had some lessons. I am teaching y'all the lessons I had to learn, either directly because I had to go through it or because I watched somebody else go through it. Then what I've done is I've applied, that's in practice. Me experiencing or watching somebody else experience is me experiencing in practice. And then in theory, I applied what I learned in theory, put it all together. In theory is what I got my degree in, right? I gotta check myself. Take inventory of myself too, right? Like, why do you keep attracting? See, right now, I don't have a I keep attracting because I ain't attracted nothing, right? Right? I just made a conscious statement of, oh, you know what I mean? Did the game change? Did the dating game change? Because I promise to the God I serve, just yesterday I heard a bunch of dudes talking about they want to be the leader. They want to be the king. Well, I just have to fly to the south. I'm well, I'm a combination though, right? I live in the South, but everything that I am, and because you do know, like foundation, like I lived in New York till I was 15. So you do know our foundation is developed at the age of 7. Everything else we just build upon. So who I am at my core, and I grew up in the projects in New York. So we ain't better in the South. It's good women everywhere. Like, what are you saying? You do better with women from the South? What does that mean? I actually know what you mean. But then, and when you talk about women in LA, like, I'm not saying like, different regions, you know what I mean? The vibe is different, right? You know what I mean? We already know what the vibe is in LA. Not necessarily that that's a bad thing, right? See, we have to be careful of just because that's something you don't desire or um maybe something I'm not talking about you particularly 8232. Something you can't attain doesn't make it bad. And people have a tendency to do that too. That's like me saying because I want a S550 and I can't get it, but I see somebody else with an S550. Now I'm out here telling everybody S550s are bad. Not because they're really bad. It's because I don't have the capacity to operate the vehicle. I don't have the capacity to possess the vehicle. So we had to make sure, like, what we basing our information on. Like, what we basing our information on. Like, you know what I mean? You know why people think they do better with people from the South? Because there's this automatic assumption that women from the South, they just so gullible and sweet. Just so Southern bellish. Because you have an assumption that women from New York, women from LA, well, you said women from LA fake, women from New York are aggressive, right? And people assume women from the South just, oh, that Southern belle kindness. Honey, they ruthless too, right? So that, I mean, it is what it is, right? You notice how you are still not taking accountability though. You are still passing it off on everybody else. Like, yo, what's going on with you though? You know what I mean? See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm a truck driver. I can have ethnic sound. There ain't no black people in. There ain't no black people in. You a truck driver? Are you from LA as a truck driver? Ain't no black people in no other states or in other regions. Or you say ethnic, so I'm not even gonna say black because ethnic. What is an ethnic conversation? Oh, the hell me. Maybe I'm having a slow moment. Tell me what an ethnic conversation is. I'm intrigued because I don't know. Apparently, I missed it. I missed that part of the class. Oh, you are? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I missed that part of the class. I'm happy to tell you that I have missed that part of the class. Right? But we can't. I mean, there's some good people out here, y'all. Right? Good people. So we need to take inventory of ourselves and heal. Right? Because if we haven't healed the brokenness in us, it's just going to keep attracting. Oh, okay. The brokenness in us is just going to keep attracting the brokenness in other people. Right? And so it'll make it feel like, excuse me, because we're projecting our stuff on it, it'll make it feel like everybody else is wrong, but everybody else ain't wrong. The moment I realized that I was the problem was the moment that saved my life, right? The moment I realized that I was having those experiences because I needed to heal and because there was a glitch in my system, and the moment I did something about that glitch has given me better experiences, right? So it just started with the dating process. But you notice I said, yeah, I'm talking on the phone. I ain't really been out with nobody. Like, oh, okay, I got you. Okay, that's cool. Okay. I said I ain't really been out with anybody because I'm 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 relaxed. I'm not desperate and I'm not broken. So anything that people say, it's not gonna phase me one way or the other. Like I'm not gonna get too excited because you give out all these compliments, nor will I be offended if you say something rude. Because I already know what I'm preparing for. And either way, that's gonna reveal who you are. You ain't it. Let's keep going. Period. Right? Period. And then I have to admit, y'all, let me just say this. I think also some of the reason why I am struggling, um, why I'm struggling to move past phone conversations, hey Brandy, is because there is someone that I'm actually interested in. However, um, they are single but unavailable, right? Because of a divorce, um, custody with their children. They have, some things going on that's not allowing him to be mentally and emotionally available. And so, knowing what I know, I think that if you care about somebody, you should give them space to heal, right? And so he's technically not available. He's a good man. He's an amazing man. I like that man. Like, I want that man. And it's not that that man has said he doesn't want me, but that man is not emotionally ready, right? He has healing to do, right? I don't want to be no rebound. He has healing to do. So I practice what I preach, because if I sit still and wait on him and he doesn't choose me, then I have wasted time that I could have connected with someone else and moved forward, right? But if I keep living my life, keep moving forward, I've been focusing, doing whatever, I'm still living my life. If he's for me, what God has for me is for me, and it'll work out. Other than that, I got to keep moving forward. But I know that I am judging people by, I want this. So that's something else I really need to work on, right? Like, because I don't want to settle for anybody, and I never would want anybody to feel like they were you know what I mean, like a second choice. I never, even though I would never say that to anybody, but I just don't want to feel that, right? So I really have prayed to God, like, same rule, right? God, if it's not him, right? Because now I can identify the characteristics, whatever it is in him that I like. God is his equivalent out here, somebody with similar features, similar characteristics. So that's really what I had to say. God, if in a perfect world, I would want him. My issue is that several of my exes are trying to come back. So I'm looking at why they are an ex. That's good though. Not to say that an ex can't work, but you know what I like, Miss Diva? The fact that you said that I'm taking inventory. You a smart girl of why are they an ex. I think that's good though. Right? Because sometimes, we could have met people out of season and out of timing, right? And so maybe the season that we met them, they weren't mature, and maybe things could be different now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, if it was some old shenanigans like infidelity, I don't know. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. So I think that's good though. Yeah, that's a good one. So I think that's why I struggle. As a matter of fact, I told one of my friends today, I told her that is exactly why I struggle with moving forward in this whole dating. Because had he said, I don't want you, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But that's not what he said, right? We know that he is struggling with getting over this divorce. Well, the divorce, they about it's weird. About 2, 3 years. Honey, they've been divorced. But got children. They have small children. Right? But it's okay. Right? Because sometimes, right, a part of taking control of your life, you got to take control of your life. Right? And go forward. Right? Because I believe that things in life are either repairable or replaceable. Right? Now, yeah, repairable. That's what I believe. That things in life are repairable or replaceable. But sometimes, yes, plus, oh, girl, yes, right? And that's the thing I think about too. Like, what if I rush off, bring somebody else in? I'm not looking, I'm focused on me right now. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'll give you that one, 8232. And there's nothing wrong with being focused on you. Let me go ahead and applaud that to 8232, because the beauty of, y'all remember when I told, maybe y'all don't, it's been a while. I told y'all about minding the business that pays you. I like that because that's what 8232 is making me think about how do you mind you focus on it, you build it, you develop it. What is the business, your purpose, your destiny, your assignment? How does it pay you? You'll be the best version of yourself, the healthiest version of yourself. So that is immediately what I thought about when I saw 8232's comment. So I appreciate the fact that you are working or you are focused on yourself, because whoever, if in fact, think about it like that. If you are focused on yourself, that means you are focused on building yourself. You are focused on growing yourself, so that whoever you connect with, they get, right, the best version of you. Because every day that you are focusing, every day that you are building, every day that you are working on you is every day that you're becoming better and better and better, right? You are better tomorrow, or you will be better tomorrow, the better version of you tomorrow than you were today, right? You'll be further along. So, regardless, wherever people meet you along the way, they are getting a better version of you, right? Some of us are a work in progress. And I think for what it is worth, I think we remain a work in progress. I don't think anybody ever arrives, because to say that you do, right, is a sense of perfection. And none of us are perfect. We'll never be perfect. Y'all do know that, right? We are all flawed. But I'm not dwelling on finding a woman because it's the Lord's will. Okay. Well, I like the Lord's will now, honey. I don't argue with the Lord's will. Let the Lord's will be done. And you know what I like about God? He has a way of delivering. When you're not paying attention, when you don't went on about your business, kind of like Ruth, you out there minding your business, gleaning, building your life. Or even like Adam, because we don't read that Adam asked God for anybody. Adam was on his assignment. He was tending to what God gave him to tend to. And God said, it's not good, right? That Adam didn't have anybody. He didn't have anybody like him. He says it's not good that man would dwell alone. So Adam didn't ask. He didn't identify and say, look, God, I'm alone. So what does that tell you there? Even while you and I, all of us are having this conversation right now, God is speaking to somebody's heart, preparing their heart. Like, y'all gonna meet, and it's gonna work out, because it will work out. I love that song. For the good of them who loves the Lord. Y'all, I love that song. It will work out, yeah. It will, it will, it will. Hey, Daddy B. It will work out for the good of them. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's been amazing. We have chopped it up, y'all. I have had a great time talking. 8232. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for chopping it up with me. Miss Diva, 508. Thank you, baby. I've appreciated the time. I'm golden, as you know, honey. It's always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure. Somebody else was up here. I can't remember the beautiful baby's name. But hey, all of y'all, I appreciate everybody coast to coast. Thank you for following me. I appreciate y'all. Look, I pray that you have an amazing Monday. I think I'll come back on Tuesday. I don't even know yet. It's a little crazy right now for July, but August I'm gonna get it together. But y'all have a great rest of the night, morning, wherever you are. God bless.